one scenario, right? Like Jax is a very safe pick on the
Yeah.
top side. The only thing that bugs me right now, Gyung, is Fiora on the jungle. Is it like the time again for Chaz to play one of his patent picks back in the day?
Maybe.
I don't know.
It would be very risky considering that
Super risky.
they have the best chance in winning right now, and usually the adjustment is to playing it with your best champions, the ones that can actually give you the higher chance of winning without that much weakness, without that much cons.
Right. That's the goal, right? Like, still though, we are talking about Coach Aiko, we're talking about Chaz, right? Like, both this gentleman, they will go for the most unpredictable route to give themselves the better chance of winning. So if that ever happens, wow, I will be mind blown.
Yeah.
Let's look into the last two picks for FPX. That will be Zeri, by the way. That gets picked up here by FPX. So it might just be, the ultimate all AD composition. That will be the Alistar prioritized here. Which leaves a counter pick possible for the mid lane.
Great front line, great front to back team fighting already. Just unlocked here for FPX. You talked about the Ribbon a while ago, and it can still be picked up here for Chaz if ever, or spells if they want to have the Fiora in the jungle. Kai's gonna be picked up though.
For the mid lane, so they are expecting a double ADC composition coming in from FPX, and they want to answer fire with fire. It will still be the Kazakhs for Chaz. This lineup by Fennel, very squishy, ladies and gents. It's once they go in without the reset potential for Chaz, like they have to play the team fights perfectly in order for them to get to win team fights. And they guessed it properly. It will be a double marksman composition for FPX, and so they went for the double marksman composition for themselves as well. But I'm still very scared for the lineup of Fennel, because you look at the lineup of FPX, the Jax will be very stable. Alistar is still very tanky. Aatrox also is a bruiser. Now on the other side, Fennel, they only have one champion that can take damage, and that's Horizon.
Maybe the Fiora if a Hull Breaker is there and he's all alone. But that's the only case, right? At most that.
Exactly.
At most just that. So this is a very bold move by Fennel. But let's see if they can actually fully utilize this despite the massive pressure of FPX. I mean, that's the goal, right? FPX, they have full confidence in this composition right now, especially with Shingdao 7 back-to-back on the Aatrox.
Yeah. Aatrox has been winning a lot of games. Have you been tracking of Aatrox's win rate so far in the tournament? I think they're tracking it in the Wild Rift Wikipedia. I think they do. I think they do. And I won't be surprised if it's in the high 60s as well, because Camille, from memory, Camille still has it around 68% win rate.
Well, in win rate, it's I just checked right now. It's 38. 38%.
Wait, no way though.
I actually was shocked. Wait, never mind. Maybe it's
or is it because during the first parts of the tournament it gets handled easily. Exactly, by a whole lot. But with the way Fennel has drafted this, I think they are concentrating on the fact that Spells won't join the team fights anymore, right? Like, Spells has been delayed by a whole lot in game number 2. And one way to make sure that gets solved is to just leave him on an island, leave him in the side lane, just try to control Dawn 1 to 8 and, have it be a 4v4 instead of a 5v5. So I kind of understand the logic if that is the case. Other than that, it's also a very good answer to the Aatrox just because of the amount of true damage that you can deal with the Grand Challenge. But wait, Shingdo 7 will get spotted.
And Danny's here. He helped. Spotted at the ward. The steal is still gonna be there, but a first blood by Fennel, just as a thank you here towards FPX. The Sky is gonna be here as well. Healer's gonna be joining up. Nautilus flashing away. Helios still in the vicinity, will not pursue, I believe. Just a couple of pokes to SkyFL.
Yeah, I don't... Wait, exhaust being used by Helios. This is a flanking Kaisa, ladies and gentlemen. 1 minute and 20. But that's a massive advantage for the side of Fennel. Although, it also denied Chaz of his very own red buff. You cannot deny the fact that it takes away a lot of tempo from Shingdo 7 Horizon with the first blood. Also gets gifted off a blue and red buff. And you look at Chaz, he's pathing towards the bot lane.
Might go here in the gamp, but actually doesn't. And okay, Horizon just being cancelled on the recall. Still fine, but let's go back to the initial topic a while ago. The 4 versus 4 with Spells and Dawn having their own island. If that happens, I think there's a great chance for Fen to actually win that through the mobility that they have on those 4 champions.
Right. And then that's the only way to look at it, right? Like, the main reason why Fiora gets picked up is if you want to win the side lanes. And although we have seen a lot of teams steer away from the side lane meta, because we've seen, you know, this meta has been defined by all the team fights, all the all-in potential, especially with the Sea Liver being allowed into competitive play. It just allowed for, you know, more team fights to happen. Now, the side lane meta, it's starting to become I would say the goal here for Fennel. So I respect the idea. I just hope that, you know, it will be a lot more effective than, you know, than most of the games that we've seen in the past.
There's some pokes coming in from Chao, but actually he's gonna get punished a little bit. Single 7 is here, baiting them out. World Ender gonna be used, and Danny is forced to flash. At least it's gonna be fine. That is a key spell being used. Spell's trying to survive, but will not. This guy is Spell surviving with 1 HP.
Killer Instinct?
No Killer Instinct just yet. The Void Seeker not connecting. Dawn 128 helping with the exit here of SkyFL.
Right. Void Seeker not connecting means that there's no way for Helios to re-enter the team fight. And on the top side, Spells not even level 5 yet. That's just an easy lockdown. And we did say that it's quite surprising to see flanking AD carries, but it's the state of the game that we have in Wild Rift, right? Like, earlier we saw a flanking Kaisa. Today, or at least now, we've seen a flanking Lucian. So, welcome to the state of Wild Rift, and where UC Marksman goes for the ganks.
And Sky was like, okay, that's fancy, Helios.
I'll do it myself.
I'll do it as well. This time on top lane, and it did flawlessly in helping out. We'll do it for a second time as well, but we'll get spotted out.
Right, and that's also a result of FPX getting priority in the mid lane, and that often happens whenever you have the winning lane. And a Lucian versus Kaisa in the mid lane should it's an easy guess, right, as to who won the priority battle. It should always go to the Lucian just because of the laning prowess of the champions innately. That being said and done, that still is a very good stabilizer for FPX. We have to remember that the first blood went over to Fennel, but FPX answered, and that's a very good answer to have.
Actually, it's quite balanced here for both sides, because I remember seeing a Sivir and a Zeri as a double ADC comp, and it's really irritating just because of everything that is bouncing around for team fights. So many AoE is established in terms of damage, and we unlock. And this time, it's not. Horizon actually just defending the throne here on the Dragon takedown. Chao is still pursuing. And this not going to take too much damage. Kong is going to be committing onto this, and that takedown is going to be there. Steal is not though, and Fennel can still pursue this if they want to, but they just walk away.
Right, it's a 1-for-1 for objective, but FPX got the upper hand just by making sure that they get 1 kill as well, and that is Horizon. Fennel will be suffering a tower loss here in the mid lane, which is kind of expected, especially when you gift the Rift Herald to the other side. But then you see the idea of FPX, right? Like, at the end of the day, there's no way for them to contest the dragon, so they just take away something that is very much possible for them to take away, and that is the support for Fennel. But yeah, indeed, because Chao and company is here in the bot lane. But here to respond is Horizon and Danny.
They are just going to be helping out defend this tower. mostly fine for Fennel. Just a couple of damage towards the tower. I believe a plate was gifted there towards Dawn. Chow gonna be in a lot of trouble. Still is gonna be flashing away.
Charge.
They will. Actually, are they gonna continue? Chaz is in the vicinity as Dawn 128 doesn't have mana anymore. And the takedown is gonna be there. Chaz trying to sustain.
Okay.
Will be there for the team and 2 kills picked up. Horizon stays alive and his tower will be falling down.
Yep, on the top side though. Left on an island is Sky, but that still is a very good play for Fennel. 4-man strong here in the bot lane and was able to get 2 kills as well. Fighting chances by Fennel is still very much present, and you see that Chow was sitting on a ward, so absolutely Chow was... It was a very easy engage for Horizon.
Yeah, unfortunate for Chow, and since Dawn and Chow doesn't have mana anymore, they can't really fight back.
This is the formula for success for Fennel in game number 1, right? It was Horizon going for multiple engages. It has really benefited his team a lot. The goal lead towards the side of FPX though is still there, just because FPX was able to trade out a tower on the top side. So that's full tower plates mid lane and top lane as well. So it's the same story for game number 2. Not just quite. Just because, you know, the bot lane tower was successfully defended by Fennel. But you see, you know the idea, right? The idea is still there. FPX is still dominating laning-wise.
And this time, they are going to be engaging on to Chaz. But actually regrets it. Immediately, the damage is going to be there. Without Chaz still staying alive. He stays, but still, actually, the Severe is going to be taken down. And FPX getting, again, a good punish. Will be taking this tower down as well along the way. And Fennel is just punished heavily. Yeah. No answers. The 5-man commitment by FPX. They sent over 5 people on towards the bot lane. And Spelt, again, the split pushing Fiora is not successful in denting the tower here in the mid lane. Tough break for Fennel, and I believe they were going to enter a very quick pause here. But it was a very tough break because I saw the boomerang blade coming from Danny. It almost clipped Chow. So I checked that as well. But I don't think we'll ever enter a chrono break. Yeah.
So we are going to continue with the issue being resolved already completely. Tough break for Fennel. But again, the game is still winnable for both sides for sure. For Fennel, again, this is an underdog story, really. The favored team is still FPX, and with the way they controlled game number 2 and also game number 1, right? Like game number 1, it was just an instant defeat or turnaround, so to speak, for Fennel, just because of a very untimely mistake by FPX. But in game number 2, it was prevented altogether by FPX. In game number 3, though, kind of different because we're seeing a game in where the resources is being funneled onto Sky, and we saw Sky dominate a game against Unrun 9. So this is the Sky that we know for sure is going to show up here against Fennel.
8.7 thousand gold, I believe, was shown on the screen as well. The top one so far, and it takes like the gap is like 2,000 next to Fennel. So they have to find ways to inject gold here onto the carries of Fennel. Ryzen is here in the vicinity, checking out Sky. Depth charge gonna be used. The drench line will not connect though. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. It was actually a blessing in disguise if you think about it, because there were 4 people ready to respond on FPX's side. But you see the boomerang blades coming in from Danny, and they want to secure this dragon. You look at this dragon, it melts so fast.
Yeah, Unbreakable Whale gonna be used. The steal is not gonna come through as well as FPX still continue on the hunt. A jump around here by Fennel trying to escape, but so many gap closers are here on the side of FPX. They're chasing them down, taking one already. And the Severe is gonna get taken out as well. 3 kills in exchange for just the dragon.
The chase down potential from FPX is just too much. And FPX wants to take more for themselves. They were able to take 2 kills already, and will most likely take down this tower here in the bot lane as well, Giang. So all in all, it still is at the advantage of FPX, but there's a very big but. The chance of Fennel getting the soul in this game is still very much present. We'll look at that teamfight once again. Once they secured the dragon, there's no way for Fennel to fight this 5-man onslaught coming in for FPX. So the wise decision is for them to go back. It was actually 3 kills, not just 2. So Luckily for Frenel though, is that there is no Baron yet to be taken at that point in the game. Because normally, you know, at 12 minutes, wait, done?
Proper timing, goes in with a depth charge, CC chain is gonna be
Lockdown.
there, but so much damage being sustained by Don, finally falls down. Sky, trying to answer back, at least after himself with the damage, but unable to get anyone from Fennel.
This is the same play that we've been seeing in that we saw from game number 1, right? Ryzen making plays left and right Fennel. But that's a very heavy commitment. I mean, you look at the way things are. Sky is already level 12 to the level 10 of spells, and it's quite unfortunate whenever it happens, right? Like, you drafted this Fiora to win the side lane, and he's having hard time.
Oh man, Fennel. At least they're not too much down in terms of objectives. I mean, it's very different from some of the games we have seen, especially game number 1, and it took them such a big risk just to be able to overcome the overwhelming power actually of FPX. This time, it's still a safe play, safe maneuver here of FPX. They're able to punish some of the mistakes of Fennel, and it has been the game of mistakes here in this series.
Yeah.
Both teams are actually playing this really well, but Engage is gonna be there! Stasis by some time.
Look at Don!
Still free hitting a little bit. Chad just waiting for an opening, but it's not gonna be allowed here by FPX.
Wait, Don 128 was able to win it by himself because he was able to zone the 2 carries from Fennel, just, you know, making his presence felt.
Yeah.
Him walking up was enough for Fennel to second guess their exactly, like, and this is the problem, like, with no tanks available in the game for Fennel, how do you control the onslaught by FPX? Shaz? Shingo 7 is going to greet him.
Oh, Chaz is just gonna be jumping away. Slow there though! Whoa, flash in by Shingo 7, but great flash, yeah, by Danny.
And Speltz has no business in being here, right? Like, the only reason why the Fiora got selected here is to win the side lane and to continue the pressure and force it to be a 4v4, but because Ryzen was down for the count, he needed to respond immediately. The good thing for Fennel though is that the Baron was not taken yet, Guillaume, but the pressure from FPX is still very much present. There is a gap here in the bot lane. The Baron laners level 12 to level 11. Don 128 has the number of spells, and you see, although the gold is not that, you know, big of an advantage towards Don 128. Don 128 only 500 or 400 richer. The XP advantage says it all.
And Fennel has to think of a different strategy here. I think waiting for mistakes on FPX is costing them to lose so much control here in this game. Maybe they can bait out a fight to FPX that will force Don 128 to go there, and then give an opportunity for Speltz to continue on the side lane, maybe take a turret or 2. I think that's one option. It's just so difficult though.
Yeah, because the thing here is FPX, what they want to do is to make sure that Don 128 already has the minions wave pushed up before they even go for, you know, those 50-50 Xiao!
Oh, with just an investment there on the engage of Xiao. They're unable to get anyone. That was
Dragon though. The Dragon is already being started here. And Fennel was able to spot this one out. Ryzen missing.
Chaz is in the vicinity. Void Seeker connecting.
And he's still this.
Chaz will try. World Ender gonna be used, and Nautilus is gonna be taken away already. The reason on the Dragon is so bad here for Fennel, because Chaz is gonna be alone. Tries to get it, but unable to steal it out. And FPX will be running them down. The Fiora is gonna be taken away for sure. Dashes into the pit, but only dies there.
And that's FPX winning that team fight. Helios, Healer's Instinct, but Stasis play coming in from Kong leaves him still very much okay. With that said and done, FPX will target down the Baron. Fennel, will they still challenge this? Looks like the answer is no. And FPX will be enjoying this Baron buffer themselves.
So unfortunate for Chaz, because the Dragon resetted, and it was like 200 HP close to him being able to smite it away. A millisecond.
Right. Okay, so the golden rule for Dragon takedowns is if there's still a chance for a steal by the opposing jungler, you leave the HP of a Dragon over 2,000, right? So that's a very safe threshold, and that's what they did. And again, the patience went out that allowed for FPX to just pile on the members of Fennel, and I guess that's it.
No.
That's game.
Chaz gonna be chased away. World Ender gonna be used, but great knock-up coming in from Arise, and the follow-up is gonna be there as well. Pulverize, and Spells is gonna be in a lot of trouble, able to still at least parry it out, but ult by Kong will secure the kill, and FPX will be just running down in the mid lane or backing away. This reset, wait for the wave. Helios is there to poke them out. Chao doesn't have the ult anymore, but FPX is getting everything. Helios close to dying. Oh, the laser almost hit him as well.
Survives with 1 HP, but FPX not yet done.
Ryzen will be the first target and will be pinned down, unable to stall the game out anymore. Exhaust comes through for Danny as well. Force Flash away, Stasis as well to buy some time here for FPX to go in a reset as the World Ender gets used for the sustain of Tringle 7. 2 inhibitor towers taken out already by FPX, and they're happy with this Baron power play.
And Danny was not able to dish out the damage that he wanted. Like at that point, I don't think he has enough items to really impact the team fights as of yet. They need more time to scale up. Even Helios just leveled to 13, and again, if you're FPX, this is the methodical play that we've seen from them in game number 2. They will not give Fennel a chance to come back into this game, and they will wisely just back away if they know that their objective is already completed.
And this is why they have this kind of goal lead right now, and maintaining it as well efficiently without taking any risk, without giving any opportunities. This time though, Ryzen, an opportunity arises here for FPX once more. Stasis used, Helios walking away. They're gifting this kill to the Nautilus instead.
I'm also seeing a collector proc. I wonder who had the collector. Was it Shingdo 7? I won't be surprised if it's Shingdo 7 that has the collector, right? Like, because that's one of the ways to boost your damage if you are the Aatrox, but the Elder is already being started again. Could still be a 50-50. Chaz is still alive.
But gets pinned down, pulverized after the headbutt. The calling also going to be used, and Chaz is just running away. But they do get the target selection here onto Don 128. The Jax is going to be down. Skyfell also in a bad spot. Also going to be used by Kong. You have the Elder Dragon this time around to get the damage done. And the execute as well. Danny is running away, but gets blown up by the fire of the dragon. And FPX is having this one now.
Yeah, with that said and done, the Elder Dragon is hard to contain. You look at Kong, he's boxing out Chaz. There's a lot of minions.
Death charge used, last hurrah. Chaz as well is going to be here, slowing them down with the Void Spikes, but all Hinted Towers are taken away already. World Ender to end this game and the series once and for all as they rain down on Fennel. FPX is the one to stand in the very end. Shingdo 7 even having a lot of fun before they conclude the series out and finally win against Fennel.
Took them 3 games, but FPX still ends up as the victors. Fennel put up a very good fight. They made FPX bleed. They made FPX second guess themselves, but it's not enough to take the series. The slump of Fennel still continues.